Hello and welcome to CompTech Compiler. This video is going to show you how to set up Ubuntu 18.04 long-term support as a virtual machine using VirtualBox. Let's get started. First of all, you're going to need VirtualBox installed on your laptop or PC. You can go to virtualbox.org and select Downloads and download and install the one that matches your host operating system. By host, I mean the operating system of the laptop or PC that you're installing VirtualBox on. So for me, that would be Windows 10, because that's what I've got on my laptop here on the screen you can see. I'll assume you've already managed that bit, and I'm going to carry on with installing Ubuntu 18.04 as a virtual machine. Firstly, you're going to want to download the ISO file. You can go to ubuntu.com/download/desktop, that's the link, and you want this page here, download Ubuntu desktop. You can see we've got 18.04, the LTS stands for long-term support, so it will be supported until April 2023. Make sure you've got the correct specs there and just go ahead and click download. It takes you through to this page. You can make a donation if you want. Save file and it should start downloading. It's quite a large file. You can see there it's 1.8 gigabytes. It's going to take quite a while, that. About 10 minutes it's saying. The next step is to go into VirtualBox. Yours may look slightly different. I already have a few virtual machines here on the left hand side, but the process will be exactly the same. So we're going to click on New, and the first thing to do is to give our virtual machine a name. So I'm going to call mine Ubuntu, because that's the operating system we're installing, and Test. Simple as that. Make sure that version has changed correctly. So Ubuntu 18.04 is Linux and it's a 64-bit. That's what I'm installing. Yours may be slightly different, but just check to make sure that those have changed accordingly. If you need to change it, you can just select the drop-down bar and change that. Hit Next. Now we want to select the amount of memory that we're going to give it. This is the amount of RAM, and yours may be slightly different. I'm just going to select 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is 4096 megabytes. So that should be more than enough. I think the minimum you need is about 2 gigabytes, but depending on what you've got available on your system, you can change yours accordingly. Depending on what you're going to be doing on your virtual machine as well, will depend on how much RAM you need to assign it. If you're just doing this to see what Linux is like, have a bit of a play around, you might not need much. If you're doing some really heavy machine learning or something like that, you may need slightly more RAM, but that's entirely up to you. Just hit Next. And this is now the step where you decide what kind of hard disk you want to create. The default of virtual hard disk is perfectly fine. You can just select Create. And now you're going to select the hard disk file type. Again, the default of a VirtualBox disk image is fine. If you know what you can do, you can select one of the other options. But if you're a beginner or a newbie, just select VDI VirtualBox disk image. Hit Next. Now this is the step where we decide what kind of hard disk we want. Do we want it to be dynamically allocated or do we want a fixed size? It's entirely up to you. Dynamically allocated is going to be slightly slower than fixed size. However, if you're slightly short of space already on your hard drive, then probably dynamically allocated is better. That just means that as you create some files on your virtual machine, it therefore needs to slightly expand the size of your virtual machine on the hard drive of your host machine. So it's slightly slower. I'm just going to select fixed size because memory space and hard drive space isn't really an issue on my laptop. So you can choose what you want and then just click Next. And now we get to choose how big we want our virtual machine to have, how much memory. So I'm just going to select 20 gigabytes. Again, it's entirely up to you, depends on what you're going to be doing and how much you've got on your host machine. And you can also select the location of where it's going to be. So I'm going to change that, I think. Let's go to this PC. Let's go in here. Let's put it in here. That'll do. And then just select Create. Now it's now creating a partition in your hard drive, so you just need to give it a little bit of time to do this. You should now see that your VM or virtual machine has appeared on the left hand side under the name that you gave it, so Ubuntu Test for me. There's a few more steps though to get it set up correctly. With your virtual machine selected, that's highlighted in blue, click Settings, which is just above here. And this is basically a place where you can edit lots of different parts of your virtual machine. So we can set up clipboard. I'd recommend doing that, so bi-directional, so we can copy, paste and drag and drop things between our host machine, in my case Windows 10, and this virtual machine. You can change the name if you want up there. Here in the system we can change the amount of RAM we want to give it, change the amount of processors, so I'm just going to click 2. Acceleration, these are more advanced settings. Change the amount of screens. If you want to have a dual monitor setup, you can change that in here as well. But what I'm actually going to do is show you how to set up and link that ISO file that we downloaded earlier to this virtual machine so that it will actually run. So under the Storage tab here, and under Controller IDE, it may say empty or it may have host drive underneath it. It doesn't really matter. Select it, and on the right hand side, next to secondary IDE secondary master, there's a CD symbol. Click choose virtual optical disk file. That's where we're going to select the ISO file. So we want to navigate through our file explorer. Should have one saved here. That's the one I downloaded, Ubuntu 18.04.1 desktop AMD 64, and just select open. So we've now linked in that ISO file that we downloaded, and then just select OK. We're now ready to start the virtual machine, and all you have to do is just click Start, and we'll just let it run. The first time it runs, it's obviously going to take the longest because it's got to install and set up Ubuntu, and you can see here starting virtual machine. This is all completely normal. It does this when it's starting, so don't worry about that. Once it's loaded, you should have a screen that looks like this. You can select the language that you want. I'm just going to leave it in English, and you can either try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. Well, what we want to do is install Ubuntu, so we'll just click that. And then just give it a sec. You can select the keyboard layout that you want. I'm going to select English UK, and it should automatically change there as well. Do a little test just to make sure it's all there. That's fine. Click Continue. Normal installation or minimal installation. Well, again, default settings are fine here. We want the normal installation, and here we can download updates while installing Ubuntu. Leave that ticked. If it isn't already, tick it. As it says, it saves time after installation. Also, install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi. I'd recommend doing that. It just makes things easier. It's all set up for you. Click Continue. This bit is about selecting the installation type. Now, I know it says erase disk and install Ubuntu, and it gives you a warning that it's going to delete all the programs, photos, documents, everything like that. Don't worry, it's not actually going to delete everything on your PC and laptop. What it's going to do is delete everything on this virtual machine, and there isn't actually anything on there. This is the default way of setting up Ubuntu as a virtual machine, so it's perfectly fine to leave erase disk and install Ubuntu selected. So just click install now on that. It gives you a warning, but that's perfectly fine as well. You don't need to worry about that. Just click continue. Make sure your location is selected correctly. You can change it if it isn't quite in the right place. I'm going to click continue. And just give this a bit of time. It's going through the installation process. It may take a few minutes depending on what kind of laptop PC you're running this on. You can now put in who you are. So I'm just going to call it CTC -test again. Choose a password. And then make sure they match up and all the rest of it. Require my password to log in. I'd leave that selected, and then continue. This is the installation process. It gives you some quick tips on Ubuntu and all the cool features that you can do with it. And just let this be, let it install and load. If you're finding the video useful so far, please give it a thumbs up, or even subscribe to the channel. I'll be releasing content every single week on things like Ubuntu and Linux, Windows, computer vision projects, cybersecurity projects and just cool different things that I'm working on. So please subscribe, leave a comment, or give it a thumbs up if you really like it. Hopefully that didn't take too long for you. You should now be prompted with installation complete, and it's telling you to restart the computer. That's just restarting the virtual machine. It's not actually your whole laptop or computer. So just go ahead and click restart now. Just give it some time to load, and it's probably saying please remove the installation media and then press enter. Well, all you actually have to do is just click File and then Close, and then power off the machine, and then OK. Just let this load, and then just click Start again. Let the virtual machine load. It should be a bit quicker this time than it was the previous time when we just installed it. As you can see, after a minute or two of loading, it's now gone through to the normal login screen. So you can just go ahead and put your password in, and it'll take you through to the normal Ubuntu desktop screen. And there we have it. You've now installed Ubuntu 18.4 as a virtual machine. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Please subscribe if you want more content from CompTech Compiler. Thanks for watching.